Hey guys, I'm back with another action figure review, and this time we're going to take a look at the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Spider-Man Wave Spider-Man 2099. I was pretty psyched for this figure because, I mean, as you guys know, I'm a big Batman Beyond fan, and I really like, I'm not super duper familiar with the, Spider-Man 29 character from, like, the old series, but, he was in the Superior Spider-Man series and the Spider-Verse series and stuff, and I did really enjoy what I saw of him there, so I'm super, and, I mean, how can you deny such a cool design? So, and I mean, you also know that I tend to like the, what did you call them? Like the alternates? I don't know. Like, I like Miles Morales, and I like, I like Superior Spider-Man, and I don't, like, some people are like, well, only Peter Parker is Spider-Man, but, like, I like how there's multiple Spider-Mans, or, like, different, Robins, or whatever. So, yes, I do appreciate the character of Spider-Man 2099, and, I don't know where I was going with that sentence, but yeah, I'm really excited to have this figure because the older Marvel Legends Spider-Man 2099 can be a little pricey. There were two versions of it. One in the, I believe, one was in the Spider-Man Classics wave, and that was kind of a lighter blue, and then he was repainted for the Spider-Man Origins wave, which was like a darker metallic blue, I think. But they had like a diaphragm joint instead of an ab crunch, and they just kind of looked, old. They looked old. And so this guy looks awesome. He's a great update. Totally happy to add this to my collection. And if the rumors are true, whenever they do a revision of this case, of this wave, there will be 2 of these per case. So he should be fairly easy to find in the future, if that is true. Kind of bummed Todd out because had this case been 2 per wave, he would have kept one, along with the comic Spidey, instead of the stupid anti-venom, which I keep bringing up. But anyway, take a look at the package before we jump into him here. Same as the rest, of course. We got the Spiderweb in the back, Spider-Man 2099 at the bottom, Marvel Legends Infinite Series, Marvel Spider-Man at the top, art on the side, and then on the back we have a shot of the figure with little blurb with a ninja-like stealth. Miguel O'Shea? What? That's not his name! Oh my god, that's so weird, I didn't notice that. It's Miguel O'Hara. Oh my god. Hasbro. Naughty. Miguel O'Shea fights against a dark future in the year 2099. Wow, okay. Rest of the wave with the Hobgoblin. So, this figure came with, what did he come with? I think one of the arms, I think he came with the right arm of Hobgoblin, which again is just an arm. Cool, you'll see that in his review. As well as his really, really cool sword, which you will also see in the review. But I love this accessory, it's so cool. So, we get back to the figure now. He has one accessory of his own, which you can see is plugged into his back right now, which is his, like, his web cape? I don't know what you want to call it. But, very cool. I mean, you can't, like, move it or expand it or anything, but I think it looks a lot cooler than the original figure's option for this, and, it's easy, plug it in and out if you want. You can turn it around. I mean, I don't know why you would do that, but you can, and, it's made of a clear, kind of flexy plastic. Not as flexible as Daredevil's batons, but it's flexible. And it has, some holes in it. And it has texture, web texture. So, yeah, there you go. Nice shot of it. Very cool. I'm going to actually keep it out for now, just for ease of, movement. So, this figure is on the same body as the new comic-styled Spider-Man, which is simply the Superior Spider-Man mold, but with a lengthened torso. So, it's a little weird because, I mean, they designed Superior Spider-Man a certain way where he was a certain size, and I don't know. I mean, looking at him and looking at the comic Spider-Man, I can see, like, their legs now look a little bit short. At least I think they do. It's not super noticeable unless, like, I'm pointing it out to you right now, and now you're probably gonna be like, gee, thanks, Olivia, like, why would you say that now? I noticed it, because if I hadn't seen others pointing it out, I probably wouldn't have really thought about it either. But I think it's actually less noticeable on this guy than it is on the comic Spidey because of the way, like, his webs kind of draw your attention to it. So this guy's not really that noticeable. It's a little, I wonder why they chose to do that. Like, did they feel like Superior Spider-Man's torso, whoops, sorry guys, Superior Spider-Man torso was too short? Well, ow, actually, looking at him at a really quick glance, he actually does have a pretty short torso. And it's like a different build, too. I'm looking at one that's in the package still because mine is in a box somewhere. Can't really see. He also has a Hitler mustache. I don't know why. I bought this just really cheap, so I was going to use it for a custom or something anyway, so it doesn't matter. But, yeah, I guess... Now his torso looks kind of short. They should have just gone for something in the middle. No, but I really like the build, the way this came out as far as, like maybe his legs look a little short now, but the way that the torso looks, the build of it, looks really good. He's got, a very slender build, but he's got the muscles, got, like the six-pack abs there. Good articulation in the shoulders and everything. I'm still not super crazy about the way these, like, fins come over the shoulders, but, I mean, it's just, like, how you finish off the, neck. I get it, I just don't really love it. But he's got the hole in the back on this one because he's got the cape, the web thing. So this mold will always have that hole. But for the most part, it's pretty darn good. And then this particular figure is molded in that, like kind of swirly plastic again. So this is molded in, very similar to Ironmonger, only darker and a little more purpley. I love this color. I love the way this was molded. It looks better even than Ironmonger, and those figures from that wave, it's like they're kind of perfecting this marbled plastic look. Those would almost look like they were slightly transparent due to that mold, but now he looks very solid, very just metallic-y, marbly pretty. Really, really nice. So he looks very futuristic with this. It's so cool. And then the red, parts of his suit are all painted. They're not sculpted. I do believe one of the old figures may have had them sculpted, or both of them, because I think they were just the same mold. But I think it's fine painted. It's very clean. The spider looks like, the eyes look good. Everything looks really good. It's got these spikes sculpted on. The only thing that looks a little weird is the hand. There's some paint that's chipping off here on this, like, arrow. And it's pretty much on both sides because it's going through the joint, because it's got a hinge joint. But, and it, a little bit in, like, the shoulders and stuff, too. But for the most part, it's pretty darn clean and looks good. And then on his face, the head sculpt, it is sculpted. The lines are sculpted. So that's really cool that they did at least do that on the head. I do really like that a lot. I think the head sculpt looks great. Hands look good. They're, kind of, they have, like, the claws, fingers on them. They're not too big, because, he still has, like, human hands, duh. It's not like, Carnage or something with the big hands. And then he's just got regular feet, the Superior Spider-Man feet, repaint, different color. But yeah, I really, really like this guy. I don't think there's too much more to say about it. I think they did a really nice job with the mold, the plastic they used or whatever. The paint works pretty good. It's, and considering it's red, like I was saying in my Mayday Parker Spider-Girl review, red can be a little tricky. So they did a decent job with this one. I'm just going to pull this in and do another close shot because I think the face is great. They did an awesome job with this. The sculpt and the paint looks really good. I'll show some more of the paint here. I think they did a really good job with this guy. He should have been 2 per case instead of Anti-Venom for sure in the first case, not just the second. And would have been definitely the best choice. There's a lot of people that really like this character. And ones who don't, like kids, would totally just look at this in the store and go like, wow, I really like that, I want it. I think more than Anti-Venom. So I'm not sure what they were thinking with that assortment. But if the revision is true, that's a good move. So, with articulation, we're pretty familiar with it, but head will go all the way down to his chest, all the way back here, rotates. He has shoulders that will go up about there, down. They're very ratchety. They will go, you know, up and down and all that in here. Rotate around. Then you have the butterfly joint that goes all the way out back like that. You can kind of even see the joint in there. They didn't continue the paint quite enough, I don't think. But then it goes forward. You can see on the back how far forward it's going. See the joint there. You have a bicep swivel. You have double jointed elbow. And then you have the rotation and hinge at the wrist. You have an ab crunch that will go that far forward, pretty good, and that far back, could be a little better, but it's already starting to look weird in the front, the way it is, so I really don't want to get to go any farther, I guess. You have a rotation at the waist. The legs are the one issue, and this is more of an issue for Peter. I mean, you really notice it when you're trying to get, Spider-Man into some crazy poses. They only go out here. They will go far up, though, and they'll go, kind of like out back to the side. But there are definitely some poses that, like, can't be achieved because you can't kind of get this leg to go a certain way. But I do really like how they look versus the old, stupid, Y-jointed, like, ball-jointed hips. You got a rotation at the top of the thigh. Double jointed knees, and then the Hasbro style rocker and hinge. No cut in the shin for this guy. So yeah, definitely a hit. One of the best of this wave. I think he's like my second favorite of the wave, or maybe even my first. I don't know. I really like this guy. But it's tough to beat the brand new comic Spidey that we got, which you will see in my next review. So I think that this pretty much covers this guy. I definitely recommend this one to any Marvel fan, Spider-Man fan, Marvel Legends fan. Definitely get this guy because he is way better than the old one and very cool. And that's about it. So that has been my review of the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Spider-Man 2099 from the February 2015 Spider-Man wave. And stay tuned. Up next will be my comic Spider-Man review from this wave. And yeah. So I'll see you soon, guys. Thanks for watching.